Lord Jesus. Let's talk about Annie and Nick. Love is Blind, season 9. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Advice. Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk Love is Blind, season 9, Annie and Nick. Everything about this couple was weird. Everything about this couple was weird. Now, I need y'all to answer a question for me. I think I know the answer, but I ain't sure. Was that a bunch of bad weave in Annie's hair? What was going on with Annie's hair this season? Did she not have a stylist on board? Like the roots was dark as, then the hair was matted up and tangled like a bad Barbie doll. What was going on with? I need somebody down in the comment section to let me know, was this just a bad weave that we were looking at? This couple never, ever, ever, ever should have been together. I think that Nick was on here to stay on here. I don't know what his agenda is. Kate said, was it Kate? Said ain't nobody like him. We saw the guys didn't like him. And yet and still, she thought that he was the cat's meow. She thought she was the dog catcher. This guy never had it for anybody. He had the darkest, dullest, demonic look. I'm going to tell you when I did not like him from the beginning. I did not like him from the beginning. And I thought he was full of crap this whole entire time. And because she was so desperate to have somebody to love her like she did not love herself, that she fell for the okie dokie with this guy. This guy sat in the pods and said that he thinks it's funny when little kids get hurt. Now, I know y'all heard him when he said that. I say he has a dark, 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 dark spirit. Who would say, as a grown person, that they think it's funny when little kids get hurt because they're bouncy? I know y'all heard him when he said that. I could not have been the only person to hear him say that. Then they sit there and they talk about, first of all, this couple was quirky. I thought she should have picked the other guy. But because Nick was smooth with his and telling her everything that she wanted to hear, she went with Nick, who told her that he loved her. Here's the thing. She did not want the other guy because he wasn't moving fast enough. And he wasn't telling her everything that she wanted him to say, but he genuinely cared about her. I cannot think of his name. Brennan, he really did care about her from her toes up to the crown of her head. This guy, Nick, was into the girl Kate at first, right? He was liking her. Now, he asked her flat out, was she into religion? She said, no. I'm glad you into it because I ain't. I'm not. I am looking at this and saying, I watched my mother go through cancer, my brother and I was thinking, how could there be a God if my mother is suffering like this? Then he gets shocked when she tell him she ain't into religion. Mother, she already told you that she wasn't. And then he drops her after this is his first pick. She was the default girl. She don't even know that she was second pick. She was insecure from the beginning. And I'm going to tell you right now, this goes to prove to anybody who is out here under the sound of my voice that it doesn't make a difference what a person look like. You don't know how they built up in the inside and how they really feel. Y'all don't mean to be pointing this at y'all. And how they really feel about themselves. This couple right here, out of my toolkit, they need their temperatures taken. Dr. Auntie is in the house and we taking temperatures. And I say both of them got a fever for a whole bunch of bull. Because this is what we watch when we watch this particular. Nick said all the right things to talk to that little hurt girl that's inside of her. The other girl was straight up with him. She was straight up with him. She told him where she was, who she was, and how she felt about the situation. But he wanted her to believe something else. The two of them had the weirdest relationship because the conversations that they had and decided to have in the pods was some bull. They indicated, I think Nikki indicated, Annie indicated in an interview that, look, I'm calling him Nikki. I knew a boy named Nikki. I guess you could say he was waiting in a hotel lobby. And he indicated that they had questions that they asked or they had for them in order to make a conversation. If y'all gotta go to y'all questionnaires and the suggested questions from the staff, then that means that you all did not have a good relationship because conversation should be easy. And it wasn't easy between the two of them. They went in and asked a question about homosexuality in teens. She said she believed it's a fetish. It was a fetish, but then she wanted to backpedal off of it. I'm going to be talking about their little interviews too. He laughing and giggling, and everybody think that he goes the other way. None of the guys liked him. And I think that these people get in these pods, and when they come out and they with everybody, they in straight competition. Conversations are being had, and they feel like, they want to be in competition. He was in competition with Brennan. Is that his name? He never liked this girl. And the thing about it is, as a grown person, right? And maybe it's because of the line of work that I do. I listen to what a person says, not what I want to hear. I may have something in my ear that is going to tickle it, that is going to sound good to Auntie. But at the end of the day, I'm going to listen to what the you say, and I am going to go with my instinct. All this thing. Now, I know a lot of people don't like it, but the whole time that she was dating this mofo, she kept questioning whether or not he liked her, whether or not he loved her. He kept saying, I'm here for you. I'm going to be here for you, like I'm a project. That's why I say they are weird AF. They both, you have to sit and listen to what a person says to you. What are they really saying? And I'm going to tell you, after he made that comment saying that he liked to see little kids getting hurt, he would have never been back on my card, because there is nothing funny about that. And I think a lot of people, I haven't heard anybody else really address that this is what he said out of his mouth. How is that funny? What does he mean they're bouncy? How do you feel about children? When I was young, my mother questioned whether or not I was gay. How many of y'all are out here mothers by show of hand? If you feel like you want to put it in there, put it down here. Give me a hand or some kind of signal if you a mom. If you a mom and you ask your child, if I have to ask my child, are you gay? Okay, you said you a mother, Clara. Judy is a mother. Sugar 48. A Gordiva is a. If you gotta ask your child if they are gay, okay, are you or are you not seeing signs? This isn't something I've never ever asked my child if they were gay. Never came to my mind. Now I'm pissed. So if he said that his mother came and asked him was he gay, probably ready to have that conversation, probably has had this conversation with her girlfriends. I think my son is gay. She's probably gone to them for support. How do I approach this? She may have even gone to somebody whose child has already come out as gay. If your mom is asking you this, then she has observed something. You sent me a pic, Claire. I don't even have that. You sent it on Instagram. Let me look and see. Let me see. Because I got my other phone. I don't know if I can. Let me look and see if I can find it on here. Yeah, I can't. Because this is my other phone. And it won't be showing me my messages. No. I'll look it up. I've never thought to even ask my child. Because I ain't seen no signs. And by the time a mom goes to her child or dad, on average, because it's not all the time, you're already prepared with your speech. She probably was going to tell him, it's okay, baby. Let's go ahead on and pray the gay away. Because you know how some people want to pray the gay away. And he was very proud of his religious background. When she went to the apartment, went to his house, what was the first thing he said? Is it too masculine? Why are you worrying about whether or not it's masculine? Is this really who you are? Why would I go to a dude's house? Now I can see if we, I don't know. In some cases, maybe that's normal. But given the fact that he sat in the pub with me, because I'm gonna listen to what you said, that your mama asked you whether or not you was gay, and then you decided that you needed to be promiscuous and have females in there to prove to your mother that you weren't gay, something's going on. That's just my assumption. Then you make sure that your place that you live in is over masculine, or those things that you believe are masculine. And then you ask me, Auntie, is it okay? Is the house too masculine? Did I go overboard with the masculinity? This is how I'm seeing it. Because now we need to sit down and have a convo. Matter of fact, we would have had a convo in the pause when you said what you said about little kids. And then you're going to turn right around and ask what do you believe, how would you act if you had, would it be okay? Or how would you act if you had a gay child? Why are we talking about this? Look at his smile. Look like he got a little eyeliner on or something. He got his eyebrows tweeted. I'm plucked. And you out here playing with people, and the guys picked it up because the guys said he looked like he do missionary. The guys picked it up. They did not bunk with him. The girl Kate, is her name Kate, y'all? She sat out there and said that don't nobody like this mother. And we could tell in the pods that they didn't like him because when he came back up in there, every time he went out with her, okay, because she was his second choice, every time that he would go on the thing with her, he would come out and try to rub it in Brenda's face. And he was like, I'm not going for it. I don't want to have a conversation. When they got engaged, when he finally lied and told her, he felt like he knew that dude was going in there to do what he got to do, to say what he had to say, and he was in competition with them. He never loved this girl, and that's why she looked crazy to other people, but she knew, alcoholic or not. Now, she acted like something was going on. I don't know if she had like a little orange bottle from the pharmacy, okay, with some on it. But I'm telling you right now, she was tweaking and absolutely could not hold her liquor. Her liquor made her, in my opinion, these are my opinions. May not be actual, may not be factual, but this is how I saw it. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section how y'all saw it, because we a whole family up in here. And this is why we have live, so we can talk about it live and y'all can, say y'all would say what y'all got to say. Okay. We talk our trash over here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. But she was asking him because she knew down in her gut that this man did not like her. So a drunken man speak a sober mind. So every time she got drunk, she would bring up the fact, you don't love me. You don't love me like I love you. I love you. I love the F out of you. I love you, your dirty drawers. I love everything about you. I love the crust in your teeth. I love before you floss and after you floss. I love everything about you. I just love you, love you, love you. But you don't love you, love you, love you, me. I thought that you were a better pick because the other dude wasn't giving her what what she wanted. And then at the end, when he was trying to, tell her, I do love you, she was already done with him. But how'd that work out for her? If a person don't say, I'm in love with you, saying I love you is saying I like you, the way that they use it. Nobody ever said, I'm in love with you. And that's why I say you have to listen to what a person says. You may love me, but do you like me? Do you f with me? Do you rock with me? Do you lean with me? Are we homie, lover, friends? Like, how deep is this love going for me? Because love is an action word. It's not a word you just say, oh, I just loved it. She kept saying, I love the F out of him. But what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things out this mother? And he telling her, I got you. I'm with you. I support you. I'm going to be there for you. So he felt like he was her psychiatrist. But then the thing about it is, he had the blankest look. Even with Kate, when the whole crew went to the little party, right? They had a little get together for the crew, and he was standing up there telling the girl that he did her wrong. His eyes was blank, and I'm so sorry that like this. And looked like he the devil himself with his masculine house. The cabin was nice. He had a nice little house and stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now, I was just like, okay, this ain't no different than Brokeback Mountain. He a Brokeback Mountain up on here. That's what he reminded me of. But let me get into the my little notes and stuff that I wrote up on there. Little, take that on my nerve. In the pause, they bonded over religion, mutual seriousness, and visions of marriage grounded in values. Nick told Annie that he believed meeting her was ordained. Ordained by who? Saying, God told me that you were the one. But I thought that God told you that Kate was the one. He actually bonded with Kate, but Kate did not say the religious thing that he wanted Kate to say. So instead, he gets this girl who seems to me to be an alcoholic, because every time she was on alcohol, she spoke a sober mind. She could not, without the strength of some alcohol, say what she had to say to Nick. She knew that Nick did not for her. Even at the thing when the girl came and he was talking to Kate, apologizing, Kate was like, "Look, I told you that I wasn't into it. I told you I wasn't, but you told me you loved me. Then the next day you didn't love me." Why? Because he was in competition with the other dude. And he wanted to win. And they're going to sit up there around everybody and act like, oops, I ain't mean to talk about her. I ain't know we was dating the same girl. Get the fuck out of here with that bull crap. God told me you the one. But somewhere during the Paul phase, he also formed a deep emotional bond with another woman. He confided to her that she understood him in ways others did not. This planted a triangle relationship. When they emerged from the pause, Annie believed that she was his full commitment. Yet early in their in-person time, she noticed evasiveness coming up out of Nick. Nick sometimes compared Annie to Kate or brought up past conversations as though he were still running between them. Annie asked him, "How do you love two people?" And Nick replied that emotional connection is binary, a response that initially stunned her. He said an emotional connection is not binary. What does that mean? In Mexico, as other couples grew physically close, Annie felt left behind. At night, she confronted Nick about his lingering attachment to the girl Kate. She said he compliments everybody but me, and he responded that she was too intense for him. That same night, Nick privately told Edmund and referred to her as needing constant reassurance. Yeah, motherfucker, because she didn't know who she was dating, how she was dating him, and why she was dating him, but she knew that something was off. He said she wants affirmation. I can't breathe under that. And when Annie found out about it, she confronted him. You told Edmund that I smother you? I know I said you care deeply. Then say it to me and not about me, mother. Say it to me and not about me. By the time they returned to Denver, their dynamic had shifted, and Annie wanted visible security, weekly church emotional check ins, consistency from Nick. Nick preferred not to do that. Their conversation shifted from values to control. In confessions, Annie said she felt that she was the one who worked for the love, while Nick felt pressured to perform intimacy because he won't into her. At the cast reunion party in episode 8, tensions hit the surface when Nick spent most of the evening chatting with Kate. She even confronted him in front of the cast and the cameras and said, "You've been with her all night." "Oh, we were just catching up. You called her your safe space. How am I supposed to feel about that bull?" He said, "Like my fiance, if you trusted me." She said, "Trust is built, not begged for." The whole room was quiet. And he stormed off, absolutely visibly shaken. Nick lingered, okay, because he wants to be with the boys, but the boys say he doing missionary style. The next day, Nick went to Annie's apartment with red eyes and said, "I can't keep pretending we're happy." "Then stop pretending, but stop lying too. I don't feel peace anymore." "You don't feel peace because you won't be honest about Kate, motherfucker." Annie took her ring off. "You prayed over this ring, so did I. I guess we weren't praying for the same thing." He talked about this as some, Annie believed in the concept of God's timing, and Nick said that he agreed to it too. Talk about God will pull her forward. This man ain't had no religion in him. He didn't have nothing in him. Period, point blank, period. After the pause, when they first met in person, Annie expected clarity from him. She voiced confusion. How could Nick say, "I love you" to more than one person? Nick's response was evasion. And that emotional connection isn't zero sum, which sowed an early seed of doubt in Annie's mind from the giddy up. When they was in Mexico, while other couples was progressing or fakely progressing, because I'm gonna tell you one thing, honey, Joe wasn't. Joe, Tom, whatever his name is, we're gonna get to him too. Lying to the daggone girl, talking about he don't date no fat girls. She was fat. And that's the thing about it. The girl had a nice shape. He said she was too big for, like, you know what, we gonna drag them too. He said he can't breathe with her. Back in Denver, Annie said their ideological alignment was fractured under real life stress. She pressed him for public displays of commitment, insisting that faith must show up in action. Nick balked. He preferred private faith. That's why that's why his mom, excuse me, that's why his mama came up in his room and asked him whether or not he was gay. Because of his private faith. He would always dismiss her with, "I love you. I love you. I got you." Like, you can't keep asking me this. But I wouldn't have had to ask him. I just would have vamoosed and got up out of there. That's why when people was mad, and y'all ain't gonna like me, but I'm gonna go ahead on and say it. People was mad about the fact that Casey did not go further with Patrick. Now, like I said earlier, yes, she was wrong because of the way that she handled it. But having all that pressure TV cameras and all that kind of stuff around. You talking to the producers and telling them, I can't love him no more than I do today. I don't like him. He ugly. At least she was honest about the fact that he was ugly. Now that jumping on him and kissing him and all of that kind of stuff, that's one thing. But she just was like, I ain't got this to do with you. I'm not attracted to you. Plus, he was goofy-ish when he was trying to propose, trying to find the spot to stand in, and like, if you don't get the out of here, just put the ring on my finger and let's be gone. But I wasn't mad at her that she broke that off with him and that she did not drag this along and take him to Mexico when she knew that she was not attracted to him and it wasn't going nowhere. And as far as keeping the ring, keep the ring. He talking about he called her back for the ring. Bitch, you ain't paid for it. It's mighty funny that they thought that the other girl deserved her ring was her daggone name. They just said that she shouldn't have gave the ring back after homeboy walked away at the tux thing, because we gonna show enough talk about that. When he went and couldn't find a suit, didn't know whether or not he wanted a tie or a bow tie, or if he wanted to put a handkerchief around his neck. He didn't know what he wanted to do. All he knew that he did not want to do was be with that big girl. He wasn't attracted to her from the giddy up. I think it was episode 6 when he sat up there and said, I don't be dating no girls big as her. And the girl wasn't even big. He gonna sit there and spin this thing around on her because every time she would get, you don't love me. I know you don't love me the way I love the F out of you. I just love the F out of you. But when she sat there, I'm going to tell you when he really switched up on her and he knew he needed to do something was when they had that conversation and she sat up in his fist and said, I don't need you. Not being with you ain't going to change not one iota in my life. She straight told him, I don't need you. I want you. Now that shocked him. That's when the trajectory of the whole relationship changed, when she sat there in his face and told him that. He could not understand because she had been begging and pleading with him at first. And then when she sat up there and said, look, I'm going to tell you something, Nick. Don't get it twisted. I may be goofy and weird AF, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need you. He ain't like that. Love is not blind. Because when these motherfuckers get together, every last one of them, they size each other up on what they look like. Either love is going to grow or it ain't going to grow based on what you look like. It may be blind in the pause, but when you get out there, just the whole interaction and the whole thing that they have to go through when they slide them doors open and they get to see one another, which is why I like the one the one with the older people, couples over 50, and I keep saying that, but that one right there was good because when they came out there, it was do or die. No, I don't like you. They walked off. The 50-year-old ones, they didn't play with it. When you came out that joint and you revealed yourself and you was unattractive or too big or too small or whatever it was, they was just like, nah, we ain't even gonna do it. I don't know if y'all watched that one, but that one is good. I need to cover that. I keep saying I'm gonna cover it, and I need to cover it. But child, let me tell you, when I got my little shots yesterday, y'all, this today, last night I talked to the members. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Members, I talked to y'all yesterday. Remember Maisie was going through her little stuff. Why was I running around with a fever? Y'all know my arms was toe up from the flow up from getting the daggone shots. And I had to take this little hoe all the way out to go and get her checked out. Then came back home delusional and delirious than a month. Got up today, just fever out the roof. Could not move, sick as a dog. My intention was to come back and give y'all an update on what happened to Maisie. Child, bye. I did not get up until my daughter came home and literally had to treat me like a child and say, look, you need to take something to break this. Y'all. I'm sitting up there suffering through it, headache, fever, everything going through. Anyway, let me get back to this. Members, I'm feeling better, as y'all can see. Okay. I don't know if it's because I'm on these meds or what it is, but I'm feeling better and Maisie is feeling better. Okay. Because I did have the emergency on a body here. I was talking to y'all yesterday. She came with her head down. For those of you all who not in the membership, and I was like, okay, she needs. And sure enough, we had to go. But she's feeling better. She over there laying down and she chilling. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. So let me finish with them. Let me bring my notes back up, y'all. Okay. So she, still asking him questions. He's saying, I can't keep pretending we're happy. And he said, then stop pretending, but stop lying too. Nick said, I don't feel peace anymore. She said, you don't feel peace because you won't be honest about Kate. So he decides that he going to get in front of it and he going to break up. And so, wait a minute, hold on. Let me see. I got my notes. So they was like, okay, so so last night we were not in a good place. So she was like, okay, for me it was okay, but I definitely had too many drinks. So he said, definitely, just saying, like, what's on, like, wait a minute. So he was like, what's on the top of my mind, even when it's not always exactly how I wanted to come out. I know it comes from like the things we're worried about. They come to the front for sure. And then I know I heard that from you last night, and it reminded me of Carbo. And it reminded me of the argument that I never wanted to have again with you. I can't stand like you putting words in my mouth. No, she wasn't putting words in your mouth. She was putting, look, this is definitely how you feeling about me. You don't bunk with me. So, he was like, I don't like how you put words in my mouth because, of course, y'all know she kept constantly saying, you don't like me, you don't like me, you don't like me, you don't love me, you don't love you, you don't love me. But you can look at his dead eyes and see that he did not have any love for her. He was like, you saying that you don't love me and stuff like that. And it's like, I hope that I've just been able to show you how much I really do love you. Where? She said, well, I really love you too. And I don't mean to be like that. I just don't think that you love me at the same level that I love you. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he loved her? She said, sometimes I feel like, when I'm asking you, like, hey, what are we going to do next? And you're telling me that you don't know. I'm just trying to give you the grace, that you need and to be very patient with your ass. Because I also need patience and grace from you. Because sometimes I just feel like I'm going to have me a meltdown. He said, well, this was my breaking point with you. Getting to the altar, that's not a happy idea for me. What? She was like, but I still want to get married. I still want to get married. Please try. He said, this wedding is not something that I want to do. She was like, I don't need you to tell me right now. I don't need you to tell me no right now. Just weave the pay all over the place. I don't need you to tell me no right now, just like I don't need you to tell me yes right now. He said, I can't do this no longer. Nick, let yourself be happy. I was sitting there thinking to myself, this is sad that they're in one place, but they're in two different rooms. She had the audacity to fall on him. It was like, Nick, please, and laughing. One of the guys was very nice and said that she was high strung or weird or something like that. She didn't get it. She thought that being cute and all that was just a thing. Like it was just a thing. And he would tolerate that and he would find it adorable. No. They ain't known each other, Miss Ruthie B, but a couple of weeks. Phoenix said this entire scene was exhausting. She thought that she could fly. He told her straight up, I ain't doing this with you. So they was like, marriage is a cornerstone in their life, and I don't want to mess this up. They told me a cornerstone. She said, I know I can be a good wife. I know I'm going to be a good mother. I know I'm going to be all this. And he's sitting up there with his dead eyes because he's like, this was my breaking point. You're always putting things in my mouth. You're always saying that, questioning whether or not I love you. But I wonder why, Nick. See, the thing about it, if these women would just sit back and articulate, right? Not be working off of emotion and say, hey, look, Nick, this is why I feel the way that you feel. I don't want to argue with you about it, but your eyes are dead. They're just dead. Everybody is questioning your sexuality. And I am too, because when you made the comment about your mother, but see, she overlooked that. She couldn't articulate what it is that she wanted to say. She wanted to be the cute girl, the weird girl, and lean her head on him. He said, you can't make me love you. You can add one and one will never equal three. She said, watch me. What? That means she wasn't listening. She never listened to what it was that he had to say or what he really was saying. He never liked her. He never liked her. Miss Jane says, you can't beg for love. It's embarrassing. And that's what she was doing. She said, I know I'm going to be a great wife. I know that I will have a great marriage. I know I'm going to be a great mom. He said, I'm saying no. And that's the decision that only I can make. And I'm choosing that for me. She was like, Nick, get out of your head and just be with me. Love me. Love me, Nick. Come on. Don't tell me no. I don't need to hear no from you right now, Nick. Just love me, Nick. Come on now. Stop playing. You play too much with me. Nick, come on. No, I don't need you to tell me no. But didn't just a couple of days ago you told them you ain't need them? Get out of your head, Nick. Think with your heart. I'm sorry that I keep saying you don't love me. Just too much alcohol, Nick. Right. Y'all, it was so embarrassing. If you love me, just love me right now, Nick. It's amazing. Nick, get out of your head and just be like this and like love me and like it's amazing. He said, how long you want to drag this out? How long do you want to drag this out? Which means, Nick, you dragged it out too. Which means every time she questioned you, you knew it was a lie. You dragged it by telling her that you loved her, telling her that you cared about her, telling her that you were there for her. Nick, you dragged this out. And he told me he don't think it's fair. She said, I don't think it's fair for you to give me a no. He said, you can't make 1 + 1 = 3. Like it's just fundamentally something you can't do. And she was like, watch me. He said, I think we just need to stop this conversation. And she's like, no, you can't tell me to stand up there and marry you. He said, you cannot make me marry you. He said, I've been trying this whole time to love you. He said, I never said I didn't love you. He said, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't be here. You a whole lie. She was like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. He was like, you know what? How can you love me sometimes so deep and then sometimes it feels so shallow? He said that she ended up letting him have the upper hand on the conversation because he said that arguments that we've had have really fucking sucked and that it's not healthy leading up to a marriage. He said, I don't want to sit up here and waste my time constantly saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. We just talking in circles. He said, the reason why I'm not willing to marry you is because I am unhappy. When this month in episode 6, in episode 8, in episode 7, said he loved her and he was happy with her. He said he was happy with her. But now he's saying, I am not happy with you. I feel like I'm talking to you in circles. She said, okay, don't say nothing else. Let's just start packing. She said, but I think you're going to look back at this and regret it. No, he ain't. He said, you can't force me to get married. She said, Nick, I ain't going to do nothing else. You're the one that is asking me to leave now. I haven't forced you to do anything at all. She said, you really had me convinced that we were going to have a life together. I built a whole life around you. She said that you told me that we was going to be happy, we was going to be married, you was going to be husband. But you were playing me the whole entire time. And then she says, I hope everything wasn't fake. Everything was fake. This was the weirdest couple because I think that he did it as another way as a child. Y'all listen to me. Hear me all the way out on my thoughts about this. Since his mama asked him, was he gay? He has lived, in my opinion, his whole life trying to prove to his mother and himself that he wasn't gay. And I think that she was another way of him trying to prove that he wasn't gay or isn't gay. Now, I'm not saying that Nick is gay. I'm saying other people are saying that he's gay. And I think that he did this, that she was just another, what do you call it? Beard. She was another way for him to feed his fake ego that maybe he isn't contemplating some things or hasn't acted on some things. He liked Kate, but the relationship that he had with Kate was friendship. Kate ain't care nothing about him. Nothing about him. She went on and moved on with her life. Exactly, Miss Chains. Miss Chains said specifically with his conservative ideas. But what he ain't gonna be able to say is that his mama didn't ask him. He thought that was the funniest thing. And I thought even when he asked her, would you be okay if your children were gay? Was insight to how he thought, thinks, or does not think about himself. And he wanted to see what she would be with it. This was the weirdest couple. And I think that Nick is fighting demons. And he need to get himself together because the guys were alluding to certain things that they just not would not come out and say. The sad part about it is that when these guys break up with these girls, right? First of all, take control. When you feel like something isn't wrong, based on what somebody tell you and not what you've, because women, let me just say this, we have what they call a sixth sense. That is the sense that kicks in beyond your normal thoughts, feelings, intuitions. That sixth sense is your surety that right now you on the right, you thinking right. It is that sister girl, that inner sister girl that is trying to save you. Why we ignore it, I don't understand. It is obvious that even though she is weird AF, her sixth sense is strong. If I've got to sit down with you and question whether or not you love me, that's my sixth sense saying he doesn't love you. And I'm showing you through this. I'm showing you through that. I'm not going to steer you wrong. Your sixth sense will not steer you wrong. It is the part that goes, that sixth sense kicks in when your heart is confused, when your heart and your mind are in conflict with one another. That sixth sense is a tiebreaker. She is the tiebreaker between your heart and your mind. She is the one that is saying, girl, you in danger, girl. Girl, he don't love you. Get out of this. Girl, move away from the regular that you used to do. Now it's time for you to do something different. Your sixth sense is the one that's smacking you in the face. And this girl's sixth sense, no matter how goofy and weird she was, her sixth sense is intact. Even when she sat there, because she giggles through stuff, right? Because maybe she's had some trauma. I don't know. This is everybody. Everybody handles trauma differently. And her trauma is saying, girl, you need to get up out of here. Have you ever, whether it's a male or a female, been in a situation where it's been a matter of the heart and your mind is saying, mm-mm, your heart, or what it is you want? The thing that I have been saying over and over to myself is these people do not listen to what is being said. Again, if you're not in love with me, love is never enough. You can say you love me all day. You may like things about me, but then there's other things about me that you hate. So for a man to stand in my face and say, I love you, Auntie, okay. I love plants. It don't mean I want to marry him. It doesn't mean that we're compatible. It doesn't mean for a lifetime. The love that you have for me may be seasonal or reasonable. It may be a certain reason why you're feeling love towards me that day, but is it enough to sustain a marriage? Hell no. And anytime I've got to keep questioning my own mind about where I stand with a person, I got to leave. I cannot wait to see what she says during the reunion of what she really saw in this mofo. Absolutely, yes, ma'am, I am. She said, man's rejection is God's protection. Absolutely. Great comment. What does the Bible say about love? And I ain't going to make this religious. I'm just asking y'all, what does it say? It said the love is patient, it's kind, it doesn't take offense. And especially easily it doesn't. And every time she questioned him about whether or not he loved her, he took offense. Instead of checking himself, being accountable and responsibility for his actions and reactions to her, he never actually had any patience with her, with his dark eyes. Even when he told the other girl, Kate, that he should have been honest with her in the pods. I'm sorry that it was so mechanical. No feelings, no compassion, no nothing. Love does not even count wrongdoing. Love is love is kind and patient and long suffering. It doesn't get angry. Well, it gets angry, but it don't stay angry. It doesn't keep a record. And he kept a record of every time she said, you don't love me like I do. You. She knew. She knew from the giddy up, y'all, that he did not love her. She just needed him to say it. But I don't need nobody to rescue me. I'm going to rescue myself. If I can't swim, bitch, I'm afloat. But I ain't going to let myself drown in a relationship that is going nowhere. Where I got to convince myself I'm going to be a good wife. I'm going to be a good mother. Please stay with me. Even when they were in the bed, just the way he touched her hands. Did y'all notice that? What you saying, baby? Women get used to being mistreated and not loved. They think love should be messy and toxic, and it's not. And it shouldn't be. Like you said earlier, it's easy. Now, some people are a little difficult to love, but that's when the long suffering comes in. But even with long suffering, you got to take responsibility for how you, oh God, how can I say this? For how you show up. Nick never took accountability for how he showed up because that's why the guys was talking about him behind his back. He doesn't see how he's showing up. He thinks that he is deceiving people, but he's not. And the thing about it that I know that she wasn't even as satisfied because y'all know sometimes you could be in a relationship and you ain't even satisfied. Not even halfway, not even a little bit. You lie to yourself about how good this is and it ain't even good. You can be like, wake me when you're done because you're the only one having fun. I know that that's how it was with them. But she was so desperate to be loved, to feel love. And then what she needs to learn how to do is cut herself off with the liquor. She can't handle the liquor. Because when you're walking away as a grown woman, I'm talking about a grown woman, right? You're more responsible with yourself and with your awareness. And you don't go nowhere and be toasted and tore up from the floor up. You do that when you're a teenager. But when you get to be a grown woman at a certain age and you sexy and you taking care of yourself and you a woman about your salt in the earth, you don't let yourself be inebriated like that where you are spilling over on other people. Hey, Joanne Klein. Hey, boo. Do I think this couple is going to make it to the altar? No, they already broke up. So now we got to wait until the reunion to see the he said, she said. I think that somebody said she did an interview. Hold on, y'all, because I think that somebody said she did an interview. I'll find the interview. I got time tomorrow. Let me see, y'all, if she did, because I think somebody said she did an interview. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. I will find it. Once I find it, I'll come out and talk about it. If any of you all find it, put it in the comment section. Anyway, y'all, that is the end of my review. I thank y'all so much for coming out tomorrow morning. I'll be doing, you know what, I won't say it, I'll just do it. Because I'm gonna have to go and take me some Tylenol, make sure I'm able to get past this fever. I love you all. Joanne, welcome back, boo boo. Welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for y'all comments in the comment section and just for being here. We'll talk about this. The other couples, KB and Calandria. Is that her name? You know, it's amazing how she thought that she was better than him, but she actually was worse. When she made that comment and said, "You ain't slow," if that wasn't shade, I don't know what was shade. For real. Because that just let me know that she thought he was slow. And she thought she was going to be able to walk over him. And she won't. Because after a while, he started talking his talk. Oh, yes, he did. Then we're going to talk about Madison and Joe. And all the signs that Joe showed Madison that he did not give two rats about her. It's wild because they be knowing. Oh my God. And I know that doesn't make any sense, they be. But they know that these guys don't like them. I got a feeling, y'all, that none of these couples that Love is Blind this season had zero weddings, marriages, zero. And you know why I say this? Because oh my goodness, I think it's on my other phone. Y'all, I have got to show y'all this. Where is it at? Please let it be here. Let me sing. If I got it on here. Did y'all notice this? One glass up, one glass down. No cast pictures in it. Nothing. Love is Blind season 9. Love is Blind unless you're blindsided. Only on Netflix October 1. Not one couple. And a glass is laying down. I don't think anybody made it to the altar and got married. Anyway, we'll talk tomorrow. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section about this dumb couple right here. I tell you, they didn't drain me. They was so tired and weird. So tired and weird. We'll talk tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.